I've got the Exynos Samsung Galaxy S20 right here. And now that this device has been updated to Android 11, I'm going to show you how to gain root access on this device using Magisk as the root method today. So it's been a while since I've done a tutorial on the Galaxy S20. And that's basically because we were waiting for the device to officially get the Android 11 update for enough people to have updated their device and for some actual testing to have happened from both the developer of Magisk as well as the community itself. You can see I have the regular Galaxy S20 right here. Again, this tutorial requires that you have the bootloader unlocked. Right now, the only way to officially unlock the bootloader is to do it on the Exynos versions of the Galaxy S20, the Galaxy S20 Plus, the Galaxy S20 Ultra, and even the Galaxy S20 FE. We can root all of those devices as long as we have the bootloader unlocked first. And if you're unfamiliar with how to do that, look in the video description below, as I'll be including a link to a tutorial that I did when I unlocked the bootloader for this device that will walk you through that. So with that done, we need to go ahead and make note of our model number. And if you're unfamiliar with the software version you are running, make sure that you figure out the CSC region code for the firmware that you're running. And again, if you're not familiar with how to find the CSC code for your region, I'll be including a tutorial that shows you how to do that as well. And we need to do that because we're going to be using that information on the PC so that we can download the firmware that matches the update that we're running on our device. It doesn't matter exactly how you download your Samsung firmware. I know there are people who like to use websites such as Sam Mobile and USERDATA. There are other people who like to use community tools like Freya. There's even I believe a new version of SamFirm, like a revival version or something like that, that has been released. So you can continue using SamFirm. You just have to make sure you're using the updated version. And in these firmware database repositories, we are going to enter in the model number for our device, as well as the CSC region code, which for me, I tend to use the TPA, the Panama region code. So all you have to do is download this firmware and then extract that firmware onto our PC. So this is our downloaded firmware right here. When we extract that 6 GB file, it gives us a home.csc file, a regular CSC file, a CP file, a BL file, and an AP file. What we're going to do is we're going to take this big AP file and we need to copy that to our Samsung Galaxy S20 or your Galaxy S20 Plus or your Galaxy S20 Ultra, whichever Galaxy S20 series phone you have. You need to copy that AP file to your phone so that we can modify that file with Magisk Manager. If you haven't done so already, we need to download and sideload the Magisk Manager APK file. I grabbed this from the GitHub repository, the official place to download. I'll be linking to this in the video description as well. Once you have downloaded and sideloaded and installed that Magisk Manager APK file, we can go ahead and open it up. You can see that it is not installed yet. Magisk is actually not installed yet. We should make sure that we are on the latest version of Magisk Manager. If you see an upgrade button here, go ahead and upgrade. But to proceed with modifying that AP file, we need to tap the install button right there. And then we need to select the select and patch a file option. Now this is going to bring up your file browser. And we simply need to browse and locate where we put that AP file. We can extend this right there if we need to. But the goal is to simply browse to where we put that AP file and then select that AP file. Once we have done that, we can tap the Let's Go button at the top right. And you should see some information right here. Magisk Manager is going to extract the contents of that AP file that we copied here. You can see exactly what it's doing. It's extracting that boot image. It's copying this recovery image, the DTBO image, the super image, etc. It's patching and writing files, copying more files, and then repacking those modified files into what it labels a Magisk _ patched TAR file. And you're going to see some random letters and or numbers at the end just for keeping it random. Now we need to take this Magisk patched file, we need to connect the phone to the PC, and we need to copy this patched file back to our computer. We can just put it in the same folder with the rest of those firmware files because we need to load those into Odin to complete the root process. With this file copied over to the PC, we can now boot this Samsung Galaxy S20 into download mode. And we need to use the USB method to do this. So you need to grab a USB cable, press and hold the volume up and volume down buttons after the device has plugged or is powered off, and then insert that USB cable so that we can press the volume up button to enter download mode. With the phone in download mode, we can go ahead and open up Odin. And we also need to download the vbmeta _ disabled file. Again, I'll be linking to this as well as all of the other downloads in the video description. And then we need to change our attention over to Odin. And we're going to click on the USERDATA button right here and then select that vbmeta _ disabled tar file. With that done, we can click on the start button. This is a very small file. It shouldn't take long at all. And what's going to happen is it's going to flash onto our Samsung Galaxy S20, and it's going to cause the device to reboot and then reboot into recovery mode so that we can perform a factory data reset, which is required. The phone has rebooted. You can see we got a pass message right here. And we are going to get this red message right here as well. Now it should be noted, if you're not aware already, rooting our device is going to trip Knox. Not only is it going to trip Knox, it's going to make applications and services that Samsung provides, it's going to make those inaccessible because they rely on Knox, such as Samsung Pay, such as Samsung Smart or Samsung Secure Folder, and more. Those services and features are going to not be accessible when you root the device. So after we flashed that tar file, we saw the phone reboot twice, and it's going to reboot us into this Android cannot load Android system. This is normal. Again, this is required because we need to do a factory data reset. Go ahead and press the volume down button once to make sure the factory data reset option is highlighted. Press the power or Bixby button to select that option. And then we need to confirm by pressing the volume down button again, making sure the factory data reset option is highlighted, and then pressing the power or Bixby button to select that option. At the bottom, you're going to see some stuff scroll by telling you that the partitions are being formatted and erased, and then the device is going to reboot. So what we have just done is we have flashed the Android verified boot tar file on our device. What this is going to do is it's going to let us install and flash modified images on our device, which we need to do in order to flash that modified AP file that we used Magisk Manager for. So all we're going to do is we're going to wait for Android to boot back up, and then we're going to immediately power the phone back off so we can boot back into download mode. So again, we have put our Samsung Galaxy S20 back into download mode using the USB method. We want to make sure that the Odin program detects our phone. So make sure that the added option is right here. And now we're going to populate these blocks right here. So we're going to click on the BL button. Then we're going to look for those extracted firmware files, look for the file that begins with BL, and select it. Then we're going to click on the CP button, and then we're going to look for the file that begins with CP. Now we're going to click on the CSC button, and instead of clicking the CSC button, we're going to choose the home.csc button because we've already done the factory data reset. We need to click on the AP button and then select the Magisk_patched file that we copied from our phone before. And lastly, so that we can continue to have Android verified boot disabled, we need to click on, if you don't have the file loaded here already, click on USERDATA button and make sure that vbmeta _disabled button is loaded right there. Now with that done, you're ready to go. We just have to click on the start button and be patient. We want to make sure that the phone maintains a good USB connection to our PC, so don't mess with the cable. If you have a USB cable that is known to have issues maintaining a connection, you probably want to get a different one. You do not want the connection interrupted while Odin is flashing these important image files to our Samsung Galaxy S20. And if you're like me, if we kept the auto reboot option enabled, as soon as everything's done, we're going to see the Samsung Galaxy S20 reboot on its own. But we can follow the progress up here, as well as on the phone itself. Both have progress meters. And just like before, when we flash the USERDATA file, we just want to make sure that this returns a pass. Phone has rebooted. So the phone rebooted. it booted to another factory data reset, which it then performed. And after it reset, it rebooted on its own again. We haven't touched it. That red error message is to be expected, again, because we have custom images, modified images on our device now. And it's going to take us right to the Android activation screen. Just finishing up the activation screen. What we're going to do, we're going to go and we're going to download the Magisk Manager application. And just search Magisk GitHub. So that we can tap the Magisk Manager, open the APK file, and install it. That's just the standard process of sideloading an APK. So once you open up Magisk Manager for the first time, it's going to require additional setup. This is normal. We're going to tap on the OK button. It's going to run that environment setup. You're going to get a toast message that the phone is going to reboot in 5 seconds. Again, this is completely normal. This is what we want. This is actually going to complete the root process. We can press the power button here if we want, or we can wait the time period to let it go. And now I want to say, if you flash a custom kernel, that custom kernel could support the option to bypass that intro warning screen. So we just booted back into the Android operating system. Just going to open up Magisk Manager app, and we can see right there that now Magisk is currently installed. And we can take things a step further and install a root checker application. Open it up. And then verify that we have root access. So that is how to gain root access on the Samsung Galaxy S20, the Galaxy S20 Plus, the Galaxy S20 Ultra, and even the Galaxy S20 FE using Magisk and an unlocked bootloader.